Hi there friends, I'm Kaylee and welcome to Happy Makes Me. If you're new around here, I'm a professional stylist turned proud outfit repeater, and now I teach incredibly cool people how to make clothing they actually love to wear. And today I am doing that in the form of this DIY sleep set. It's a cozy sew, it's a cozy sozy if you will. And to make your own, here's what you're gonna need. For this sleep set, you'll need a lightweight fabric. For reference, I used an old baby swaddle that we had no sentimental attachments to. 3 pieces of 1/4 inch elastic cut to 1 inch shorter than your waist measurement. A bodkin or safety pin. And basic sewing supplies like scissors, thread, marking tools, you feel me here. Let's start with drafting the top. Find your bust measurement, then add an extra 2 inches or approximately 5 centimeters for ease. Now add an extra 3/8 of an inch or 1 centimeter for your seam allowance. To get the length of your top, measure from your general armpit area to where you'd like the top to sit. Add an extra 1.5 inches or about 4 centimeters for the hem. Lastly, to get the length of your ties, wrap the measuring tape around one of your shoulders and add that to the total bust measurement. Then you're going to want to add a bit extra for the ties in the front. I added about 10 inches total for mine, giving me a total length of 68 inches. To make the back panel of the top, mark a rectangle on your fabric measuring the width and length you need based on your measurements. To make the 2 front panels, you'll cut out 2 smaller rectangles measuring the same length but half of the width of your top. Don't forget to add the extra seam allowance as we'll be joining these pieces together in the front. Now you'll need to make a tie. You can opt to use ribbon or cording here to make things easier on you. Personally, I cheated here and used the already hemmed edges of the blanket as they were the perfect size, though I did need to sew a few of them together to make them long enough since I didn't have enough fabric to sew my own. So if you do need to sew your own straps though, you would just cut a rectangle measuring your calculated length by 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters wide, then fold that rectangle in half lengthwise and sew along the opened edge. Turn it right side out, fold in the ends, and sew them closed, and that will give you your tie. Start by finishing the sides of each of your panels using either a serger or zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. Lay your 2 front panels on top of each other, right sides facing, and pin along one side, stopping about 3 inches down from the top edge of your fabric. Sew using a 3/8 or 1 centimeter seam allowance. Press the seams open. Next, lay the front panel on top of the back panel, right sides facing, and pin along the side seams, leaving a 7 inch or 18 centimeter gap from the top edge. Sew along the sides and press the seams open. Next, we're going to sew along all those little V's we created on the sides and at the center front, close to the opened edge. Insert your needle, raise the presser foot, and shift your fabric to sew along the entire opening. It should look something like this. Now we'll create the channels for your ties to fit through at the top. Do this by folding down the top edge a 1/4 of an inch and press. Then fold it down another 1/2 of an inch, press, and pin in place. Sew along the fold close to the open edge. For the final hem, fold the bottom edge up a 1/4 of an inch twice, press, and pin in place. Then sew along the open edge. Lastly, you will need to insert those ties. Using a bodkin or safety pin, insert your strap starting at the front center seam. Continue to work the ties through all of the channels until you come out the other side of the center front seam. All that's left to do now is adjust the gathers at the top to your preferred fit, and your top should be looking something like this. Now let's move on to the shorts. Before we get to the shorts, I just wanted to pop in here really quick to say that if you're getting value out of this video so far, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if you are more of like a cute sleep set kind of girly, or if you're like me and you just normally throw on like a sweaty t-shirt from the hamper and call it a night. It's really important to me that I make videos that you guys actually enjoy seeing, so not only do those small actions help support my channel, but they also give me a better idea of what you guys like to watch. So thank you so much in advance for doing that, and now let's get to the shorts. For the shorts, you could easily trace off an existing pair you already own and like, but I just went with this free pattern from Mood, and I'll leave that linked in the description box below. I adjusted this pattern to add an extra 2 inches for a slightly higher rise and thicker waistband, but that's completely optional. Once you've cut out your pattern pieces, start by finishing your edges with either a zigzag stitch on your standard machine or using a serger. Lay your 2 front pieces together, right sides facing, and sew along the curved edge. Press the seams open and repeat the same steps for the back pieces. Now lay the back piece and front piece on top of each other, right sides facing. Pin and sew along the 2 side seams. Press the seams open. Next, let's make the waistband. Fold the top of the shorts down 1/4 inch and press. Then fold it down 1.5 inches and press again, pinning in place. Sew 3 channels equally spaced along the waistband, making sure to leave a 1-inch gap for your elastic to fit through later. I just use the side of my presser foot as a guide for spacing. Using your bodkin or safety pin, feed a piece of elastic through each channel. Set your machine to a zigzag stitch and sew the ends of the elastic together, making sure not to get it twisted as you do so. Sew the gaps closed. Last, press the hem of your shorts up 1/4 inch twice, pin, and sew. So, how does it look? I am so thrilled with how the sleep set turned out. It is incredibly comfortable. Like, it is so comfy, it's stupid. I was just gonna say that I can't believe that this blanket used to swaddle my baby as she slept, but let's be honest, my baby kind of hated being swaddled, which is why we didn't have any sentimental attachment to this blanket. But, you know, now it swaddles me while I sleep, so my, how the turntables. If you're interested in sewing more lounge or sleep sets like this one, make sure you check out this video next where I share a couple of my favorites, like the saguaro set from Friday Pattern Company. I love you and appreciate you so much for watching. I'll catch you over in the next one, and until next time, happy making. Bye guys.